AML related and fraud scheme case studies and real world investigations. As you all know, federal regulators and law enforcement, they are asking financial institutions to focus on a risk-based approach. So what is new that we need to incorporate in the risk assessment, right, is the national priorities. So now they want you to pay more attention to that. And in order for you as a BSA officer or BSA and fraud investigator, you to do a good job, an effective job, you need to understand what these national priorities are and what you need to be looking for when you're doing the investigations. So here we have, this is in no order. This is what Fincen said that are the national priorities. Okay, so we have corruption, cybercrime, domestic and international terrorist financing, fraud, transnational crime organizations, drug trafficking. We have human trafficking, smuggling, and proliferation financing. So here, this is just a simplified example of what you will see. So when we say corruption here, it's basically a government official is accepting bribes from a, let's say, a construction company in exchange for rewarding public contracts. Sometimes they may get funds for their campaigns, and this is already corruption, right? Then we have cybercrime. So a hacker who's stealing customer credit cards information from an online retailer through a data breach. We have been seeing that a lot, but remember, these are just simplified examples that I'm giving you so you can have an idea. Domestic and international terrorist financing. So a person secretly sends money to support a terrorist group by disguising the payments as charitable donations. This is the reason why you need to pay attention to those NGOs, and you want to know exactly why they will be sending money, like why transfer overseas, especially to high-risk jurisdiction. You need to understand that. We have here also fraud. So an individual uses stolen personal information to open credit card accounts and make unauthorized purchases. And what is included here, we have identity theft. You can have a person stealing the IDs, the social security, or even a credit card, and then making fake IDs just by having your name. They already know your address, maybe your date of birth, and then they can open accounts by using somebody's identity. We have transnational criminal organizations. So an international crime syndicate smuggles counterfeit goods, right, across the border. So, and they basically laundering money and they are collecting a profit. We have drug trafficking organizations. So an example is a cartel transporting illegal drugs across the border and deposit the proceeds into businesses to hide the source of the funds, right, the money. Human trafficking and human smuggling. So human trafficking is a crime against a person. Human smuggling is basically a crime against the border. So you're bringing people from overseas into the United States, let's say. So victims are forced into labor or commercial sexual exploitation through coercion. And then we have human smuggling. A person pays smuggler to illegally cross the international border. And we have proliferation financing. A company secretly transfers funds to help purchase materials or technology used to develop nuclear, chemical, or ballistic weapons in violation of international sanctions. So this is important, especially for AML investigators and also whoever is working in fraud, okay? Just to know the basic. Okay, so here we have one case. This case was recently reported, and the U.S. Department of Treasury announced this coordinated enforcement action against individuals and companies that facilitated fuel smuggling organizations. So here we have some criminal typologies, right? This is connected to the cartel de Jalisco Nueva Generation in Mexico, and the criminal typologies here is that they cross-border fuel smuggling and the fuel legally purchased in the United States. Then it was the fuel, the actual fuel, physical fuel, was diverted and illegally imported into Mexico without proper permit. So they didn't really have the permit. So this included gasoline, diesel, and other refined fuels. How they did this, we see here key methodology that they used here. They had fuels that was purchased through legitimate commercial channels. So they basically purchased the fuel from actual distributors registered in the United States. But they have this illicit distribution network where they hire brokers, and these were close to Texas, like entities that were close to Texas because of the proximity to Mexico border. And what they did was that they used those tanker trucks, rail cars, and also maritime vessels to transfer the fuel from the United States into Mexico. So how did this concern financial institution? So basically, they also use shell and front companies. Multiple companies were used so they can disguise the ownership of the transaction, because obviously they transfer the fuel there. Now they have to sell it in Mexico. So they went ahead and they sold the fuels, but the prices were lower than the market price. And we have seen here complex transaction, like funds were moved through interconnected businesses accounts and cross-border wire transfers. So there were international wire transfers involved. They use money services business also, like money transmitters, and they also use some of the cash deposits here in the United States to pay distributors. So those cash deposits were mainly structured cash deposits. I'm gonna go to the next slide here to show you more on this. So basically, the Treasury and Fincen, they describe this scheme as a sophisticated combination of multiple predicate offenses, right? We have fuel smuggling, custom fraud, tax evasion, trade-based money laundering, also the use of shell companies, multiple owners into these companies, professional money laundering facilitators, which I told you these companies, I believe we're going to come across that, but there were some professionals that they were sanctioned by OFAC also. And the integration of illicit proceeds into legitimate assets. So they mixed everything. It was commingled, like they used to purchase good fuel, and then they would mix everything, like all the transactions together, the payments, to make it look okay. They falsify also documentations. Okay, they falsify invoices. They had like some of the money also given to some political parties in Mexico, and also whenever they were passing the fuel through the border, they also got authorization from people in the border, right? So this is also called corruption, and this is the reason why they also added corruption into this case. Now they want you to look for transactions that are a structured cash deposit transaction for logistic entities. I have seen so many transactions for logistic entities, and sometimes we might say, okay, they transfer goods, they go all around the country transporting goods and even fuel. So we might think, okay, all of this wire transfer seem okay, but when you start seeing like a lot, and also you need to start doing additional due diligence on the counterparties. And if they say specifically Fincen issued this alert for financial institutions to look for this type of transaction. So frequent international wire transfer between U.S. fuel distributor and Mexican trading companies lacking proper import authority. Also, newly formed entities. So when you do your due diligence, you might want to see every state. They have the website where you can search for the entity's registration, when it was registered. Even if you look for the name, it should show that the company is registered. So it will show you when it was registered. Now that's already a red flag. So basically, they want you to look for red flag here, okay? Large structured cash deposit into fuel distributor accounts, and payment using digital asset for commercial fuel transactions as well. So you might not only look for one red flag, but you need to keep on adding red flags whenever you are reviewing this transaction.